Good afternoon and welcome to the Sunday Race League. That is my echo check. So there we are, we're perfect and ready to go for another afternoon of racing. We're just waiting here at Zandvoort for all of the drivers to come out for their opening, their outlap here at this tricky circuit. Thank you so much for joining us. We're delighted to have you joining us here for the Sunday Race League this week. Please let us know in the comments where you're watching from, who you're going to be cheering on, and who your vote is going to be for in this championship. I'm going to get the old line up. Got myself all set up for the race. Who have we got going out first? So Gomez Yanta is going to be the first person. He and is that Nova Apollo having a little fight out on track to see who's going to get the track position there. Looks like Nova Apollo is going to win it. So he's going to come round to... Oh, he's not going to come round to set it first because he spins out there. And not going to be good for his back tyres. That's going to wear them out a bit. But hopefully he's going to have plenty of opportunities to redo on that set of tyres. But they're all going to be scorched up as he spun around through that corner. It's so easy to do it through that corner. We're just going to see drivers going flying off. Now, with such a short track, drivers can get in 4 time laps rather than the usual 3 around here. So it is going to be Gomez Yanta who will lead us out onto the first hot lap. And you know what? With our first hot lap, I'm just going to leave it so we can all watch how well he does and listen to the roar of that engine. I'm also going to make a cup of tea. We watch Gomez Yanta set the early pace there, putting himself up onto a 111.5, which is quickly beaten by Rocky on a 110.9. So already down to the hot lap times of the drivers in the F4 racing earlier, as we ride on board now with Hutchie as he spins around this final sector, all about trying to get the straightest line possible through this last corner. Up over the line, where is he going to put himself? He goes second with a 110.1, so Rocky into the 109s, the only driver to do that so far. Further down we've got MJ Devil goes 4th, so good lap from him. TGL Stewart, we're going to watch come over the line in 3rd place, so really good quality lap from him to get a 110.2. Excellent driving from those drivers out the front so far. Let's watch Cheap Skills come round the final corner. What's he going to set his time as? A 111.8, so not as quick as the other drivers, not in quick as indeed as Sharif is on the medium tyres. But you would think he's going to go out and do another set on the soft tyres. There's no real advantage of starting on the mediums. I don't think it's a faster race strategy. We saw Ari use the 2-stop very well earlier on in the race. But I can't imagine it's going to pan out for these drivers. It seems like the one-stop is the quickest solution today, as we ride on board with Boggy, trying to trying to do a new fastest lap as he comes round here. Nicely held in. Nicely kept nice and tight there on the exit. And now this really tricky final sectional. He just washes wide of that apex. And now it's all about coming back to a late apex here. Not getting too far on there where it's really bumpy. It's going to unsettle the car. Turning in nicely. Dorna trying to avoid that curb there because it unsettles the car so much. It's such a big curb. But it's all about the runoff. Down the start-finish straight. Where does Boggy go? Up to 10th place for Boggy on that lap. And we watch his Ferrari teammate Rocky is coming into the pits. Nova behind coming into the pits as well. Who else have we got? I think that's Chris Money coming in. We watch Chris Money go 5th. So good lap from Chris Money going 5th. Now we've got one of the Renaults to come over the line. And Gothgreat is going to swing into the pits there. So Gothgreat swings into the pits. And we've got a little lull in proceedings. As we have a look for who can go quick still. Who is out on track? We've got one of the... Oh, we got Bellinator out on a good lap. It was 0.8. No, it can't have been. Bellinator's done a poor lap earlier on, so ditched it somewhere and is given up on that. So we've got Cheap Skills come into the pits as well. Boggy now. Going to follow him into the pits. As we watch, I think that's Gomez Yanta. Stays 15th there with an 111.3, so not improving on that. As we now watch Dan J. Dannon come over the line. Can he improve? Let's ride on board with Dan J. Dannon and enjoy the roar of the engine. Oh no, he's spun. Not what he wanted there for poor old Dande Dannon out in the gravel trap. And really difficult to work your way back onto the track from there. So let's go and find someone else who's out on a hot lap. NJ Devil we can ride on board with. Let's see how he does on his hot lap here. Swung it nicely through those corners, keeping the cornering speed really, really high there. Brother Adam has done a good lap to put himself into second place with a 110.1. And we ride on board with NJ Devil. Can he catch up to his Red Bull teammate here, Hutchie? As he cuts that corner nicely. Really tricky to get the timing right there. And there's a McLaren staying nicely out of the way for everyone. As we watch NJ Devil, I think he's gone purple in that sector, which is really impressive. And now all about this, the exit of this final corner, getting back on the power as slowly as possible. As we come round the end of this straight now, you can see the he's run out of ERS deployment, but he goes 5th with that lap, so that's a good lap from him. TGL Stewart is not quite beating his time as of yet, so let's see if he can do anything to improve that through the last couple of corners. And he's going to come around and over the line, setting a 111.1, so not enough of an improvement for him to move up. Who's going to be next? Larsh, we can watch as he comes round onto the start-finish straight. Up and over the line with a 110.4, so he goes up into 8th place. So a good lap there from Larsh. We got a... it'll be Rocky going over... Oh, Brother Adam has gone quickest, and Rocky immediately beats it. So Rocky immediately setting an improved pace there. We've now got 2 drivers into the sub 1 minute 10s. So an excellent lap there from Rocky and an excellent lap also from Brother Adam to put themselves further ahead of the rest of the field. Can Hutchie improve? He's 0.1 of a second up on his time so far. As we come down the start-finish straight, will he be able to improve? Will he beat his time? And he stays third. It's not quite enough, and he ends up beating it by 1,000th of a second. So incredibly tight. At least damn consistent there, Hutchie. So well done. Very impressive. TGL Stewart swings into the pits. Who else have we got? We've got Chris Money out on a lap now. It is a very long sector 1. One of the tricky things with it, but you've got to keep the concentration for a long time. Now swinging it through the penultimate twisty turning section, getting back on the power as good as nicely as you possibly can. Oh, and he's just not managed to get it in there, and he invalidates the lap, and that's unfortunate. That would have been a really good lap from Chris Money, you feel. So he's going to have to go out and run again. He's still got time. We can hop on board with, let's hop on board with Boggy and see how he does. Trying to match his Ferrari teammate up there. So we're going to need to put an impressive lap here. But a second off his Ferrari teammate at the moment as he invalidates his lap. So not going to be an improvement from Boggy, unfortunately. You would think anyone out now is going to have to pit and come back in. So I just saw a... Yes, excellent. So we've got a Haas coming out of the pit lane to at least give us something to watch on track. As we watch, Bellinator has gone 8th. Behind him, Dark RT21 is still 8th. Sorry, is 13th. I'm just trying to find something for us to watch. Pink car going quickly. So TGL Stewart comes out onto his hot lap here. Swings it around the first corner. It's all about keeping a tight line there and then trying to keep it in here without letting the back swing out. Otherwise you'll end up in that left-right-hand wall just like I did in the race earlier. Now up this straight, it's all about trying to keep the straightest line, trying to keep the amount of distance on track to a minimum. All about trying to keep the foot in there and keep the power on, and always swung wide of that apex and not ideal. Takes a couple of bites of cherry at Swink turning it into that corner there. And it's been a really tidy lap up until that point, so can he claw it back as he travels to the end of sector 2? He's 0.2 of a second up on his time. Okay, so that's good. That's going to pull him up above Hutchie. Oh, as he gets a little bit out of sorts through that corner. But clips the apex nicely, gets back on it, and he just runs wide. And that is really the spot where you're going to have to be really, really careful later on in the race. He decides to go and see what the time would have been anyway, and it wouldn't have been good enough to improve, unfortunately. Here we got further down. Wally 652. I think is just coming onto a hot lap, so must have done something at the previous one to make him want to do it again. Cheap Skills has come into the pits, but Bellinator is out on a hot lap, so let's see how Bellinator can do. Decides to get right out of the way for Larsh to come through. Oh, and Larsh gets up on that inside bit of curb. Just unsettles the car, bounces it in the air. It's not what you want. Sharif has gone really, really quickly with a 109.8 and has gone up into second place. So really good lap from Sharif. Last week's winner, of course. And we watched Larsh get out of that. Pretty quick sharp. Who's coming up behind him? Not Chris Money, it must be Dark. RT21 as he goes running wide of that corner. Anyone else we've got on a hot lap? Nova Apollo is also on a hot lap. What time is he going to be able to set? Currently in 10th place, but even a small improvement will see you jump massively up the field here. It's so tight. And Nova goes second with a 109.7. A fantastic lap from him. As we watch Boggy. Oh, get up onto the curb, spin out, and that's the end of his qualifying. Who have we got left out on track? So drivers have just about got a time. If they're leaving the pit lane now, they've probably just run out of time now to do a hot lap. So we watch Hutchie on his fast lap now. Teammate ahead, he's going to want him to get out of the way, and he does. Nicely handled through there from Hutchie. Controlling the slip of the car. It's one of the things with this racetrack. The car's just constantly trying to push the back end out as you're swinging it from left to right. And really nicely handled. So he's gone purple in that sector. Can he improve on the final sector and find the gap to those drivers who have gone ahead of him? Dropped down to 5th, been 3rd for so long with this qualifying performance. And here we're going to watch Hutchie set his fast lap time, and he goes 3rd again. So back to that that he has, as we'll flick down and watch Brother Adam, who's also gone purple in sector 2 now, I think improving on Hutchie's time. So this could be a really good result from Brother Adam as he crosses the line with a 109.7. He goes 3rd, so he takes 3rd from Hutchie. Oh, it looks like someone spun out there. Dark RT 150 has spun out in that sector, but we've got TJW coming past onto the final corner. And over the line for TJW with no improvement to leave himself in 11th place, so at least he'll get free choice of tyres. I really hope those aren't the tyres that Bellinator has set his fast lap on, because otherwise he could be seriously going backwards at the start of this race. So Brother Adam not trying to improve with this lap time, he's just going to swing into the pits this time. So we have our official results of qualifying. Rocky has led the pace, set the pace today with a 109.766. Incredibly close in behind him, Nova Apollo with a 109.7. Joining them in the 109s were Brother Adam in 3rd, Hutchie in 4th, and Sharif in 5th place. TGL Stewart with a 110.2, getting himself 6th place. NJ Devil 7th, Chris Money 8th, Bellinator 9th. Then we've got Larsh in 10th, TJW rounding out the top 11. Let's hop over there and have a look in a bit more detail down the bottom. Goth Grey in 12th place, Dark RT21 in 13th. Boggy in 14th, 14th, Gomez Yanta in 15th, Pope J. Pope 16th, Wally in 17th, Cheap Skills 18th, and Dan J. Dannon down in 19th. So those two drivers disqualified there. Havoc Connor says the top 5 are very, very close, and I could not agree more with you. Yeah, absolutely. The top 5 super close over the course of this weekend, which could lead us to some truly excellent racing. I'm sure you're looking forward to it as much as I am. I certainly can't wait for this race to get underway. So we will just wait for all of the drivers to prep their cars and get ready for the race proper of the Sunday Race League this weekend. Let us know in the comments, as I said, who your votes for winners are over the course of this race. If you've got anyone you're supporting looking to do well. Oh, and it looks like we've got rain, which could really change the makeup of this race. Means we're going to be that bit slower as the drivers have to contend with the lack of grip, the lack of downforce that they have to deal with. So, welcome back. We are now on the start-finish line, on the start-finish straight. It looks like the rain is almost entirely cleared up. Who knows whether it's going to get worse or it's going to get better. We've got, in the chat, we've got the gaming lad Rigby, who's going to be doing some excellent commentary for the F1 racing later, which I highly recommend you go and tune into. He's cheering on TG Stewart. GA8D says, this is going to be exciting, and I could not agree more. 3 disqualifications from the formation lap. Yeah, if you get touched, it's so tough. Josh Jackson is cheering on his boy Rigby. And here we are. 5 lights come on at Zandvoort. They go off, and we're away. It's Rocky off the line. He gets a good start, and it looks like Nova Apollo has managed to keep second place from him.
Behind them, though, Brother Adam and Nova Apollo is... someone's run wide, and it looks like Nova Apollo's spun, and he's been caught, and that could really damage a few people's races, couldn't it? As we... and unfortunately, all of my system is totally out of whack there. Looks like Cheap Skills is off on the grass as well. But Rocky has managed to pull away and make a really, really good gap at the start. Oh, my goodness, he's miles away from Brother Adam there in second place, with TGL Stewart following them up in third, and Sharif, who had a really good result last weekend, in fourth place. So well done to the drivers for making it through the first few turns. It's really, really tough. Boggy now in what will be fourth place once this has all sorted itself out, fifth place. We can see ahead TGL Stewart right on the back of Brother Adam. And I know we've got a lot of people in the chat cheering TGL Stewart on, so this will keep all of them very entertained. Can he find a way past the Mercedes driver? As further down the field, it looks like Wally and TJW having a good little battle there. Wally is going to get through past TJW, and TJW spins into the wall. So a couple of drivers having some nightmarish starts there. Hutchie down 3 places, Nova Apollo down 8, but Gomez Yanta has managed to make up 6 places, and Boggy an amazing 9 places, as our Brother Adam is in the wall. Brother Adam in the wall, as he and TGL Stewart were having a battle there. We watch him swing into the pits. So that promotes Stewart up into second place. Excellent driving from him to get himself up there. And now he's going to try and close that gap to Rocky, who's already managed to build up a good old gap. As we watch Boggy now try to close down the gap on Sharif. But it looks like it's just dropped out of their second, and Larsh is going to have the pace on him behind. So it's all about how these drivers are dealing with the wet weather conditions, and they're doing a fantastic job at the moment. As we watch Wally, who's been promoted past Gothgreat, and I'm not sure why that's happened necessarily. Let's have a little look at the... so everyone on our intermediate tyres, and for those drivers who have had to swing into the pits to repair parts of the wing, and it looks like Wally has made a mistake somewhere and ended up dropping down the field again. And now he's got NJ Devil, who also had a bad start, closing in behind him and looking for a way past. As we have a, I think that must be TJW, yeah, he's spun out there. So a suggestion then of what the pit strategy will be. The Game Reckoning is going to have to be at least 2 sets of intermediate tyres to get you to the end, which is not the same for every race. Of course, there'll be no need for the drivers to use 2 separate compounds of tyre throughout this race because of the wet weather conditions, so that nulls that need. As we watch Larsh now having a look at the back of Boggy. Can he find his way past there? So difficult to actually get past other drivers and get up into the top spot. As we wait for Larsh having a look at the back of Boggy. He's all over the back of him, but just not the space to try and overtake there. As further down, it looks like Gomez Yanta is right in behind Bellinator as well. So we've got a couple of battles on track starting to open up for us and look exciting. TGL Stewart, having set a fastest lap, has not been able to close that gap anymore on this lap to Rocky ahead. So good driving from Rocky, and his teammate getting a good result here, already up into 4th, making 10 places from the start. So that's superb driving from Boggy to get himself up into that spot, but it looks like he's now going to have to do a bit of defending from Larsh 2005 behind him. As we have a penalty, 5 seconds worth of penalties for Jan Danon, so nightmare for him. As we watch Boggy really defending the inside there, not sure how he ended up so far on the inside of that corner. But not really where you want to be on the exit there. As you watch him have a little bit of oversteer. I think he just went in a little bit deep there, and one of the racing points is spun. So they come swinging past that racing point there. It's not TGL Stewart, which is good news for the Racing Point team. But it looks like TJW down the back of the field is having a bit of a nightmarish race. As the gaps on the field start to open up a little bit. Who can find their way past? It looks like NJ Devil is having a go on Dan J. Dannon, making his way back up the back of the field. So well done to him there. Oh, and Larsh is past Boggy. Larsh has managed to get past Boggy in a spot where we really wouldn't have expected any overtaking, so my apologies for missing that one, ladies and gentlemen. But Larsh is through up into 4th place, so now he's going to have he's got a bit of a gap, 2.8 seconds of gap to close up on Sharif with, and we will be left wondering what's going to happen with this rain. So now it looks like Hutchie is going to be coming onto the back of Boggy and trying to make a move past. We'll sit on board and see how they do. It looks like Hutchie has the speed here at the moment against Boggy as they swing round all the way through that sector of corners. It's all about being patient, it's all about being calm, it's all about taking your time as you swing through those corners and being on the ball and ready to be able to deliver on a good result. As Rocky now sets the new fastest lap and opens that gap up to nearly over 4 seconds to TGL Stewart, who also has nearly 6 seconds on Sharif behind. So a good old gap opening up for Rocky out the front. We're going to stay on board with Hutchie, trying to redeem himself from that poor start where he dropped right down the field, earned his way back up here, and it's really difficult track to overtake. So if you do make a mistake and lose places, it gets compounded so much worse by being stuck behind another driver. The start-finish straight, the only real overtaking opportunity, is so short that you've pretty much got to have the overtake lined up coming out of the penultimate corner. So very, very fine margins for error for the drivers here. Ooh, as we see Boggy have a little bit of oversteer coming through there, and that's going to give Hutchie the chance up the inside, but Boggy's got the extra traction on the outside of the corner because you just don't have to turn the wheel as much, so he manages to get through there. So really good defending there from Boggy after making that mistake, managing to hold the position to Hutchie, but you would say it's only a matter of time before Hutchie is through. So will he be able to make the move count down this straight here as he swings round, puts the power back on as early as you can. Try to get that move done as we watch further down the field. Nova Apollo has gone past Cheap Skills. Let's hop back on board with Boggy. And Hutchie, looks like Boggy managed to pull away down that straight there. So maybe something with the setup that he's running allows him to be a little bit quicker on the straights, which could explain why Hutchie seems to be a bit quicker than him in the corners. And it's that constant battling playoff that you have to make as Cheap Skills swings into the pits. And he's going to go onto the medium tyre here. So it'll be interesting to see how well he does. He's taking a risk, taking a gamble, switching on to the medium tyre and hoping he'll be able to take that to the end, I'm guessing. You would think from this point, well, no, he's going to have to do another stop. He's not going to be able to take them to the end from here. So an interesting choice. Is it one that's going to have paid off? As we watch Rocky, who has opened up over a 5-second gap, and another 6 seconds back to Sharif, with another 3.5 seconds back to Larsh. So some big old gaps opening up here on the track. We've got Boggy in 5th place with Hutchie behind him in 6th. Gomez Yanta comes over the start-finish line 7th place. Bellinator 8th. Pope J. Pope is in 9th with Dark RT21 right behind him. So how can Dark RT21 find a way past Pope J. Pope? It'll be interesting to see if Cheap Skills can put in some good laps. I'll leave that up so I remember to look at his positions, but it doesn't look like he's going that much quicker than anyone else. We've got any other battles opening up further up the track. Hutchie and Boggy are having a battle. This battle's still raging on here. If you joined us yesterday, we had some fantastic battles up and down the field in the GB2 race. I highly recommend going to watch that race because it was superb. Absolutely fantastic driving from everyone involved. Massively enjoyed doing that. But we can now see that Hutchie is within the seconds DRS of Boggy ahead, but just not quite close enough to make the move stick that time, as Boggy looks like he had a little bit of oversteer coming out of there and ended up having to correct. Ended up off the racing line, which is obviously wetter there, and it doesn't look like Cheap Skills has made the right choice with those medium wall tyres. His fastest lap still, well, nearly 4 seconds slower, or nearly 3 seconds slower than Rocky's fastest lap for first. And we have a virtual safety car. So virtual safety car comes out, neutralizes everyone's speed, and we'll get a very, very brief I'll show you cockpit view. I'm not sure how long ago you said that, sorry. G8D, am I saying that right? Don't know. And we're back here with the virtual safety car, so everyone's speed will be neutralised. Hopefully that should mean the gaps will stay roughly the same. Never quite works out. It's not a perfect science, but it's all about the way the drivers can make the most of the car and the availability, or the make the most of it and be brave as we come. The virtual safety car is in, and we are back racing. Hutchie seems to have made some ground on Larsh, so maybe Larsh didn't have the best VSC period and ended up giving away some time. It doesn't look like it's getting any drier out there either, does it? It looks like it's staying this damp, muggy wet. But Bellinator has gone on to the medium tyres as well, so Bellinator has joined his teammate on the medium tyres, as does Gothgreat. So some other tyre drivers taking the risk of going over onto the mediums, but I'm just not sure it's going to work out per se. As we now hop on board, as we ride on board with Boggy, in behind Larsh, with Hutchie closing in behind, as we've got a yellow flag in sector 2 for someone going slowly. And I'm not sure, that might be Pope J. Pope or Wally going slowly up there. I think it might be Wally on the white wall tyres. He gets out of the way for other drivers to come past, so very good of him. As Boggy steps out onto the curb there, gets a little bit of slide from the car, now runs wide on the exit, and he's going to have to keep it nice and neat, keep it nice and clean. He's turning the wheel just a little bit too much through the end of that sector, and now we can see Hutchie finally managed to close up, get alongside, squeeze up the inside. Can he make it move? Can he make the move stick? He cannot, as Boggy has the extra traction, the extra pace around the outside of that corner, and he makes it through, and he runs really deep into the next hairpin, and that's going to give Hutchie a look up the inside as we come along up the straight. Hutchie having a look. He's not going to be close enough, just not wide enough to get the car alongside through that section there, and being very, very careful and delicate on the accelerator. So good driving from the two drivers. Very impressive as they go, as Hutchie is still looking for a way past. Still trying to make his way past Boggy, and it looks like, oh, he's going to get the back on the inside. He gets the cutback done nicely there. Really good move from Hutchie, and making the most of the extra grip that he clearly has in the Red Bull racing car there, from whatever setup changes he's made. So now he's got 2.6 seconds. You can just see Boggy half a second behind Lars at the restart, and now, because these two drivers were fighting out on track, battling for position, he's now 2.5 seconds behind Lars. So a second lost a lap there for Hutchie in the pursuit of 5th place. But he's got the move done, and now he's up into the top 5. So good opportunities for him to score some solid points this weekend. Further back, we've now got Gomez Yanta closing in on Boggy. So after his excellent opening couple of laps, Boggy is now starting to slip back down the field, just making a couple of errors and running a little bit deep into a few corners. As we watch Gomez Yanta have a look around the outside, and that'd be a brave place to overtake. He's going to go for it though, and well defended by Boggy. He's not going to be able to make the move past. Excellent driving from both the drivers not to end up spinning around and spinning off. As we watch Boggy, I think, just get a little bit of oversteer there, and it just bit a little bit. Looks like his tyres are starting to go off, and he's not doing the best with them. But all of our drivers up the top there on those 11-lap-old tyres. And we've got a safety car. So the safety car is out. So the safety car is going to be out, and that's going to neutralise everyone's pace. You would think, surely, TGL makes the most of that opportunity to pit. Rocky has decided not to pit, though. So Rocky is not pitted. TGL Stewart's pitted onto the hard tyres. He'll be looking to make them last to the end of the race. Hoping we don't get any rain coming back and making the most of that. Behind him, Lars. Sharif pits onto the soft tyres. He's going to have to pit again. There's no way you're going to be able to take them to the end of the race. Lars behind him on the mediums. So an interesting choice there from Sharif to be on the soft tyre for the restart. Hutchie and Boggy both go onto the medium tyres. So either they're going to pit again, or they're going to caress, care for, love these tyres, treat them as if they were their own babes. And all of this is going to really, really hurt Rocky, who is, we can see, going to drop right down. I think it's about 15 or so seconds. Obviously, that gap is reduced under the safety car, but because he's stuck behind the safety car while everyone else can catch up, he's definitely going to lose the place to TGL Stewart. Maybe didn't get the call in time, maybe just wasn't quite close enough to find out about exactly what was going on, but surely he's going to have to swing into the pits this lap in order to get onto the medium tyres, on the hard tyres, sorry, to go to the end of the race. So we watch Boggy is going to swing into the pits. Yeah, absolutely. So good choice from, well, I mean, it would be a good choice from him had he done it a lap earlier. But I think this could hurt his race now. You know, we've seen him be absolutely outstanding all race weekend. And now he is going to drop down behind Sharif. I think he's just going to come out ahead of Lars as Lars comes around that exit and Rocky comes out into 3rd place. Yes, into 3rd place there. So he'll close the gap up and he'll have slightly fresh tyres compared to the other drivers around him, but not ideal for him. So we're just going to wait now for the field to close up in the wake of that safety car. We will be back momentarily, as it looks like we've had some penalties go on. 5 seconds for both Rocky and Sharif, which you would imagine for speeding in the pit lane. Obviously those are available to for analysis by the race stewards. As Gomez Yanta gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting, which is a little bit clumsy, you would have to say, getting that under the safety car conditions. But as we said before, it's so easily done around the racetrack, especially on this game. So easily done around a racetrack like this, which is an especially fast-paced and tricky technical one. but there aren't too many places where you can run wide and lose or gain time, so we shouldn't see too many penalties over the course of the race. We will be back when the racing presumes. Presumes, not presumes. And the safety car comes in. TGL Stewart drives us away again, and we get going under for our race start again. And it looks like Rocky has managed to get up the inside of Sharif, and Rocky makes the move stick up into second place early on there. Really, really impressive against Sharif on the softer tyres. So managed to really warm those tyres up and get them going. Clearly on a charge to retain his position as the race victor. He doesn't want to give up that position. Look at how quickly he is pacing his way up there. And now Boggy, his teammate, in fourth place. So good positioning from the two drivers for Ferrari. He's going to get some good points on the board as we follow on board with Rocky, having a look all over the back of TGL Stewart. He's going to have a go at trying to get that move done. But remember, only going to have we're not going to have this. Oh, and Rocky is through. TGL Stewart made a mistake coming into through that corner, and he gets through, as does Sharif. So bit of a nightmare there from TGL Stewart. Lost his places after a mistake. I think a touch of oversteer on the exit of that corner, getting on the power a little bit too much. And we see Rocky swing round over the start-finish line. Boggy is now going to have a look at getting past TGL Stewart. He does indeed, so well done from Boggy. A good result from him as Chris Money sets a new fastest lap. Hutchie and Bellinator. Oh, someone's got a bit of front wing flying off there. Not what they wanted as we watch Hutchie and Bellinator. I think, what's going on there? There must be a lapped car, because that's confusing the hell out of me with that car going on up there. Yeah, it must be a lap car, the lap car of Cheap Skills. Where else have we got battles then? So TGL Stewart behind Boggy now, and not a good race restart for him. After he controlled and paced it, you would have thought he would be the one with the perfect tyres, but alas, no. Further down, Hutchie trying to make up for that mistake early on that led him to being far down the grid, as NJ Devil goes past Pope J Pope up into 11th place, as does Goth Great. Gets the move done down into the right hand corner as we watch NJ Devil lock up a little bit ahead of him. A little train opening up here, some really tight racing down the further down the field. As we watch NJ Devil have a look to the inside of Brother Adam, and he makes the move stick around the corner. Really, really impressive. As Rocky now does a new fastest lap for the race, and the DRS window of the DRS is open now. So DRS back open as someone spins off ahead. Was that Bellinator? It must have been Cheap Skills. Has spun off Nova Apollo, getting past Bellinator there. So good move from Nova Apollo to get up into 7th place. And Bellinator slips down the grid a little bit. Now Nova Apollo all over the back of Hutchie. Can he make his? Can he make the medium tyres work a little bit better than Hutchie can? Who can get it to come to them? And it's all so tricky setting up a car when you just don't know what the weather's going to be doing throughout the race. But we can see here that the weather is holding nicely for us, and it looks like it's going to be a nice, clean, clear end to the race. As we watch Gomez Yanta closing in, and Rocky now does a 1:12.8, and Gomez Yanta's all over the back of Bellinator all over the back of Hutchie, and behind Gomez Yanta is having a look up the inside of Bellinator, and he touches onto the curb, and he gets the position held. Or does he drop further back? Hang on a second. He was having a look at NJ Devil, wasn't he? There we go. My bad, everyone. So there we go. I was looking for the wrong brand of car then. Got all confused in myself. Up ahead, we've got Hutchie and Bellinator very close in behind each other. Nova Apollo now charging back up the field after his mistake early on, trying to rectify that error that he made. And TGL Stewart runs wide. Nova Apollo is surely going to have the position down the inside there. I think there's a couple of times TGL Stewart has done that. Needs to tidy that up a little bit as Gothgreat gets through on Gomez Yanta, so good move from him. Who else can we hop on board with? Hutchie now really close in behind TGL Stewart as Rocky sets a new fastest lap for the race. So just pounding in those fastest laps there from Rocky. Really, really impressive. And we watch Hutchie sweep to the inside, sweep past, and he moves up into 5th place. Now, going to have to try and close the gap to Nova Apollo ahead, who is within a second's gap of Boggy. So, it looks like the weekend is coming together for Ferrari there. And nearly running up onto the, running through the grass there. That's a Renault, not a Land Rover. Try to remember which one you're driving, Nova. But you're doing a fine job in the Renault there this weekend. Can he use the DRS to his advantage through this sector? Trying to close up on Boggy. Can't quite do it this time. Not quite close enough. Being very sensible and mature about it. Keeping the tighter line. And you can see how much tighter he was there. And you can see what happens when you try to get on the power a little bit too early. As they now swing through the final corner of the track. And we've got a yellow flag in Sector 1 for a Williams spinning. And Boggy defends from Nova Apollo, who's just not quite close enough this time around to make the move on the Ferrari driver ahead of him. So unlucky there from Nova Apollo. Can he get that move done later on into the race maybe? As Bellinator has spun. Bellinator spun and lost a bit of his front wing, and that's not good for him. So he's going to have to come into the pits, you would think. Switch on to the medium wall tyres. And it looks like Chris Money has spun as well. So Chris Money has spun up there in Sector 1 too. Where else can we bring you action? Let's have a look at NJ Devil as he has a look at the back of TGL Stewart. How is he going to do against the Racing Point driver? Can he use the advantage of DRS up this start-finish straight? Has a look to the inside. He's not going to be close enough this time. And, oh, he almost runs close enough to go around the outside there. But well held by TGL Stewart, who's defending for his life from the Red Bull driver ahead, behind him. Red Bull absolutely caning it in this league so far, so we don't mind seeing the Ferraris give them a bit of a challenge. Further back, we've got this brilliant train all opening up behind Nova Apollo here. And Dark RT21 is just pulling away from this little train here in his softer tyres, but you would think he's going to have to pit again. Nova Apollo, then Gomez Yanta, Larsh, Dan J. Dannon, Pope J. Pope. Look at all of these drivers. Belly Nater and Brother Adam is still a little way off those guys. As Dan J. Dannon goes past Larsh, Dan J. Dannon makes the move, gets stuck. The move stuck in the middle of the pack. And that's a good move from him, but he touches his wheel off of the grass and the drivers spin. And they absolutely collide there, and that was a silly mistake from someone. I would suggest going down the straight, you should not be crashing into each other. So that is not what we wanted from those guys. Make the lives of those people in that train a little bit easier, as they've got less people to contend with and less people to deal with, but not ideal, as we watch Nova Apollo come into the pits to replace that front wing damage that he's got there. And now we can ride on board with Hutchie. He's closed the gap up to Boggy ahead and going to try and worm his way past at some point. Got a real challenge of the super tricky, super fast sweeping turns here. Couldn't agree more. Boggy is an absolutely I mean, it's been an incredible first two-thirds of the race so far. We're just 13 laps from the end now. And who is going to be your vote for the winner in our essentially a sprint to the end now between the drivers? As you would think not too many of them. Some of them are going to have to pit again, though. Sharif, when's he going to make the switch onto the... is he going to switch onto another set of soft tyres? What's he going to do? What about Dark RT21? Is he going to... He's going to have to do the same thing. It's likely to drop him back down and out of the points, so will he be able to make up the positions? To watch Hutchie just keep it super tight through that sector. It's really, really impressive. And NJ Devil closing it behind. We've had another spinner. I think it's Chris Money this time. Yeah, he's off on the side of the road. Possibly calling it a day there. As the two Renaults sweep past him in file. And we can hop back on board with Hutchie. Having a look at getting past Boggy still, so this battle's still raging for third place on the podium. The final step, as Rocky sets another fastest lap for the race of a 1:12.6. So super impressive work there from Rocky in the Ferrari up front. It was Rocky. I think I said Boggy. My apologies, everyone. We should have a rule about the drivers' names not being too similar. I think that may be another rule that we need to sort out somewhere along the line. Oh, as we get a lock up from Hutchie, and really trying to push the car, but you can see he's got the extra pace up the hill. Is he going to be able to find a way past as Boggy touches a wheel out onto the grass? Hutchie's going to have a look around the outside. Boggy defends to the inside, and it's a good piece of positioning from him. And that's a really nice piece of defending there from Boggy. And all of this is helping NJ Devil close in behind. As Hutchie has a look to the inside. You'd say he's got the extra pace, you say he's got the extra speed, but just so difficult to pass around here. And he's got the DRS this time, he's got the overspeed. You would think he's going to have a go, gets squeezed to the outside. Good defending again from the Ferrari driver, and he's done a fantastic job. And you see NJ Devil is closed right up to the back of these guys, so we could have an excellent little battle with TGL Stewart joining in the back of this further down the field. The race is back on, guys. It all seemed like it was gonna peter out into a bit of nothingness as Hutchie has a look up the inside. makes the move to the inside, and a fantastic position gain there. Boggy trying to keep the pace around the outside. They're going to go in side by side into this section. Do they touch? They do. Oh, Boggy's keeping it to the inside. He's still defending. Hutchie looking for the way around the outside. Oh, and he pushes him out onto the grass, just clipping wings, and that lets NJ Devil through. And is he going to have the pace to get past Boggy? It's just not the place to overtake there. That is the challenge. But, oh, fantastic bit of racing there as Boggy defending absolutely for his life. You get the sense that he knows once these guys are past, they're going to get away from him, so he's got to keep them behind him, whatever means necessary at this moment in time. As we can see NJ Devil now having a go, getting alongside. Oh, and both the Red Bull drivers are alongside him. NJ Devil having a look to the inside. Oh, they're touching, pushing each other around. Hutchie gets back on the outside of NJ Devil, and he's going to have a look. He's going to have the inside line into the next corner. You would think that Hutchie's got a better chance on the medium tyres. But obviously, NJs are going to come to him later on in the race. Amazing work. The two Red Bull drivers being very, very fair and safe with each other, or certainly managing not to take each other off, which is what it's all about, really, isn't it? Further down the field, we've got Brother Adam. Has got past Pope J. Oh, has got past Larsh, sorry. So he's past Larsh and up into a good position. TGL Stewart is now caught onto the back of these guys as well. So little battle for third place now going to open up for those drivers there. Now let's have a look at our gaps to the leader. We've got Sharif, who's 13 seconds ahead of Boggy. You would say after his pit stop, he's going to come out around about just behind this battle for third place here. So it could make it very, very interesting. As we now ride on board with NJ Devil, having a look at the back of Hutchie. And Boggy has come into the pits. So Boggy swings into the pits from third place. And I guess he'll be hoping that these drivers are going to have to pit as well, and he's going to get them on the undercut. He's certainly going to hope they're going to battle away with each other and hold each other up on track. As we watch Hutchie lock up, heading up the hill now, and he's going to have to really try and defend this position. He's got a real challenge on his hand to manage that. We're just 8 laps from the end now. A fantastic afternoon of racing here. Oh, just touching the back of the car ahead. Got to keep it neat, lads. Got to keep it fair. Got to keep it kind. Be nice around the outside. NJ Devil goes around the outside of Hutchie. And is that those medium wall tyres starting to drop off? A brilliant, absolutely brilliant move from NJ Devil there, who I have to give massive kudos for that impressive overtake around the outside and up 4 places from the start of the race. Really, really good driving from him. Excellent work from NJ Devil. And now the 3 drivers will go along ahead. Let's have a look. I mean, those 15-lap-old soft tyres, surely he's not going to manage to make them last another 6 or 7 laps. That's going to be nigh on impossible for Sharif. What's he going to be able to pull out of the bag? As we watch Hutchie now trying to reclaim this battle for third place. Fantastic driving from the 2 lads. And TGL Stewart still in the hunt for his podium. I know we've got a lot of fans on the chat cheering him on. Go mad, go wild. Put in those emojis of clapping hands to show that you're supporting him. In these COVID times, we can't have people properly cheering people on at real Grand Prix, so we can all do it virtually. It's the digital age, ladies and gentlemen. So, where else have we got battles? Come on, lads, we want a bit more of a fight towards the end of this race. Nova Apollo is tracking in behind Belly Nathan. Now, Nova Apollo's been doing some quick laps on those medium tyres, and a 1:11.9 is his fastest lap so far. So let's hope that this Nova Bellinator fight scrap can give us something entertaining to the end of this race. As we will try and keep track with everything, as Bellinator now sets a new fastest lap. So these guys both clearly got some pace in their cars. Bellinator, he's on a new set of the soft tyres, so that is why he will have, that's why he'll probably be pulling away here. So he's on 3-lap-old soft tyres, and he's got 7.5 seconds to close up to Larsh in the 6 laps that remain. So it's going to be tough. Is he going to be able to manage it? We want to see it. We want to see that battle developing. We want to see it happening. Let's watch. NJ Devil is just pulling away from Hutchin. You would say it's those tyres going to start going off. I just can't see these tyres lasting to the end. Is Sharif, has he played an absolute blinder and looked after these tyres like they were a vulnerable grandparent in the middle of a COVID pandemic? He has absolutely wrapped them up in cotton wool. So if he manages to make them last to the end of the race, I will be blown away, simply blown away by that effort. As we watch Boggy now trying to make his way back up after he pitted onto the soft tyre. You would say, I think, anyone who decided to try and go for the 2-stop after the safety car potentially shot themselves in the foot a little bit with the. Thanks very much. I was trying to go for a relevant comparison for the modern age of the world. As we watch Boggy just try to make those soft tyres really. He's going to try and he's just dropped out of the second to Nova as well. I think part of the problem here is Nova is quick and those medium tyres that Nova is on are relatively new as well. So it's going to have a real challenge closing that gap up, even though it looks like Bellinator is just managing to pull away a bit further up. Let's hop in with TGL Stewart, who has managed to close in within a second of Hutchie. So 4th place could be on the cards for the Racing Point driver this weekend. And that's a nice line coming out there, getting good traction. And you would say that's one place where Hutchie struggled maybe this weekend, is getting that turn. What turn is that? 4, turn 3 and 4 there, correct? So just needs to work on ensuring that those turns are. It's so difficult. You want to keep the power on, but you're going to lose the back end if you do it. And behind them also Brother Adam and Pope J Pope are battling it out for position in 6th and 7th. So some exciting racing, still some positions to be decided here on the last few laps of the Grand Prix. Come along, Stuart. I'm sure you can do it. I've got every faith in you. And it looks like Sharif is still managing to make those tyres work. No, he's not. He's coming to the pits. He's coming to the pits. He's had to do the 5-second stop-go penalty as well. And that means he's going to drop down out of the positions. And he's just left it too late. He needed to come in earlier so that he had more time on those tyres to make that work, which promotes NJ Devil up into 2nd and Hutchie up into 3rd place. So good results from them. TGL Stewart, he can now hunt down his podium again. Come on, lads. The game is back on. And Sharif now down in 7th place. You've got to say he left that too late. He should have come in, well, he should have come in 10 laps ago, really, shouldn't he, to get onto those final set of soft tyres. I think he's done a job to save a bunch of soft tyres. They're likely to be used ones from the race as well, so maybe that's why he was just wary of doing it. As the gap opens up, Sharif now past Brother Adam. So Sharif needs to start making up the places that he's lost there. He can make up another one on Pope J Pope, you would think, within a lap's time. And that's about it for on-track battles. We've got Gomez Yanta is... Oh, he's just dropped back from the drivers ahead there. And Bellinator against Larsh. And Bellinator is through against Larsh. So good move from Bellinator through turn 1. And now Sharif, we're going to watch him close in on the back of Pope J. Pope. Can he make this tyre choice work here? You would think even if he gets past this one, then it's not going to matter for the next one. Rocky gets a penalty up the top end, but he's 27-second gap to second place. He can come in and pit and put some new tyres on, do what Alfa Romeo used to do in the very early days of Formula 1 and come in and pit on the last lap so that they could have someone buff the tyre spokes so that when they crossed the line the car looked nice and clean and proper. As Pope J. Pope steps out off the track there and gets a 3-second time penalty, which means that Sharif will get the place anyway. He's going to want to do it on track. We watch him close up. He's not going to be close enough this time. Oh, but he's run a little bit wide. Pope J. Pope runs wide. Sharif with the extra grip, the extra tyre, makes his way past, and that's a good move as we move on to the penultimate lap for the race. We're so close to the end here. It's been an absolutely fantastic afternoon of racing. I would like you guys in the audience to start thinking about your drivers of the day. Who do you think deserves that driver of the day tag? Let's have a little look at our position changes, because that can often give us a good idea, certainly of who the game will give driver of the day to. Pope J. Pope, look, making up 10 places. Fantastic work on getting his strategy right this weekend. TGL Stewart still close in behind Hutchie, and he's driven excellently today. Really impressive driving from him to stay and maintain that position. Brother Adam now close in behind Pope J. Pope as well, and Sharif, of course, done some excellent overtakes, gets some excellent moves done. We watch Brother Adam. Sharif sets a new fastest lap. You would think he's going to be the person with the power to do fastest laps at the end of the race now. As NJ Devil, something happened to NJ Devil, and I think NJ Devil has made a mistake and slipped down off the podium places. I think NJ Devil has made a mistake somewhere, and he's dropped down out of the podium places. Oh no, absolute nightmare for NJ Devil, who, just as I was saying this, I was going to give my... there we go, I'll get the fastest laps up for you. I was going to give my... my top driver to NJ Devil, but he's made a mistake somewhere along the track line there as Rocky comes over the line to take his win here, and well-deserved win it is. I think a 30-second gap is just an insult to the rest of the drivers, and I think he absolutely deserves to win our hands-down driver of the day here to Rocky. Kept it cool, kept it calm, even when things looked like they were gone against him with the break of the safety car. Stayed in position. Hutchie comes over the line second. TGL Stewart third. Sharif in fourth. NJ Devil fifth. Brother Adam in sixth. Pope J. Pope in seventh. Bellinator will come over the line in eighth place. Nova Apollo claims ninth. Larsh will get 10th place. We've got Boggy in 11th. Dark RT 21 will come over the line in 12th. We've got Gothgreat in 13th place. A fantastic race of the weekend. I mean, absolutely fantastic. Gaming Live Rigby says, well, what a drive, Stuart. Driver of the day. I think by the audience's vote, Stuart is getting the driver of the day. I'm going to give mine personally to Rocky for such a dominant performance. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We've got the F1 race happening at 7 p.m. tonight. And of course, next weekend, we will be back for some more F3 racing. Thank you so much for joining us. Do join us next Saturday as well for the GP2 right here on the Sunday Race League.